Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's edition of HR Mentorship Learning Series. Tonight, we'll be looking at a topic, becoming an employer of choice, the role of HR. Becoming an employer of choice, the role of HR. Our facilitator tonight is Ebenezer and I would like to read his profile very quickly. Ebenezer Anago is a top accomplished, highly skilled HR with over 12 years of work experience that cuts across industries like hospitality, agriculture, construction, engineering, manufacturing, FMCG, finance, and so on and so forth. Currently, he is the Human Capital Manager of the Pentagon Real Estate Limited, where he heads human resources and administration. He's proactive and performance driven, and he is very good in areas like recruitment, employee induction, employee relation, manpower planning, conflict resolution, compensation and benefits, rewards, change management, grievance handling, payroll, to mention a few. In addition to this, he's an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management in Nigeria, and he is an alumni of Lagos State University, where he bagged his first degree in business administration. He has a mini MBA from Kenkedia Institute, Boston, and has a master's degree in management from University of Nigeria, Nigeria. He is an alumni of Lagos Business School, where he did an executive program in Human Resource Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a devoted Christian, happy husband of one wife, father of two, and a pastor in a deeper life Bible change. Ladies and gentlemen, let's receive tonight Ebenezer and now you have.
Thank you so much for the elaborate introduction. I sincerely appreciate that. Well, I want to say welcome to everybody, and the subject or topic before us is becoming an employer of choice for today's employee, the role of HR. And I'm believing that almost 70% people that will be joining the call today will have one thing to do as regard HR. And like he rightly introduced me, my name is Arnold Ebenezer. Let's get right to it. From this agenda, three major things we'll be considering, and we'll be looking at employer of choice, the meaning, who is responsible, right, to make organization to become employer of choice. Then there are some characteristics of attributes of employer of choice. What do they do? Then also we will be looking at some of the benefits of being an employer of choice that will, encourage us. Then why becoming employer of choice? Then I'll be looking at the case study of Google Workplace, how they've been able to transition and make themselves employer of choice. You will see from the case study the volume of applicants they receive every year. Then also we'll look at the second area of it, today's employee. What do you mean by employee as today, as talent? Then top 10 things today's employee really want from the employer. Then what do they really value? So from that angle, they will now come to what and the function of HR in making the organization to become an employer of choice from two angles. I'll be giving general tips and also be using the we're using the employee life cycle model to drive out the role that HR is supposed to play, right? Now, introduction. If you ask any human resource practitioner or a CEO, why do they want to become an employer of choice? All right. And they will tell you that if they get it right at the point of people who work with them, they are sure to have a very undeniable competitive edge. So this webinar is all about to refine your company culture, brand, recruitment strategies in order to improve our organization and become employer of choice, or what other people refer to as best workplace. Now let's get right to it as we move to the meaning, right? What's the meaning of employer of choice? all organizations employer of choice, even though people want to work, right? People want to move from one company to another. People are even looking for new opportunity, right? But they are doing that looking for employer of choice, not anyhow company, right? So let's define an organization that we can refer to as employer of choice. An employer of choice is an organization who outperforms competitors to attract, develop, and retain people with business required talents. They compel you to work for their organization. See, there are some invites, or sorry, there are some adverts you see, right? No matter how satisfied you are in your current place of work, you'll be tempted to just apply, right? Even though you'll be tempted because what? If you see that this is my dream job, this is the place and the environment I want to work. So employer of choice are those kind of organizations who outperforms their competitors, right? If you place a role out, you want to recruit FC of the organization, right? And the same requirement and similar competitors in the industry put the role out, right? You see that employer of choice, right, will get almost 50% right candidates compared to every other competitor. Because what? They've been able to do something well. They compel you as applicant, as candidate to work with them, right? Also, we can also see it as organization that goes above and beyond to provide a job that not only pays the bills, but also strive to create a work environment that is enjoyable and engaging, right? So employer of choice are organizations, firms and companies who ensure that they are not just creating platform, work and job for people to earn a living and pay their bills, but they also say, I'm owing these people a kind of culture, a kind of environment and an engaging environment that they'll be happy doing the work at the same time they are earning, right? The term employer of choice describes an organization that is highly sought after by job seekers due to its positive work environment, culture, values, and benefits. So when we are talking about employer of choice, we refer to their culture, their values, their benefits, their environment, right? Now let's look at who is responsible for it. And I want you to just drop your response, right, on the group chat now, right? Who is responsible to making an organization employer of choice? Is it the CEO? Is it the HR? Is it the marketing department? Please, I would like us to drop. There's no wrong or right answer. I would like you to just drop your, just drop your comments. Okay, Uncle K said we are all responsible. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Another person, I don't want to be tempted to call. Kumbi, Banjo. I want us to, let's drop our comments. I would love to read. Okay, wonderful. Mary Nkuruka say HR is responsible. Well, I need one response more. Just one response more, then we'll move ahead. Who is responsible? Who is responsible? Okay, so while I'm waiting for us, right, let me say something. Right, let me say something. See, many a times when you put up an advert out, right, applicant will go and look for you. They will search your social media. They will search the internet to read one or two things about you, all right? And sometimes they want to know the people in the leadership. They want to know what the employees are saying. They want to also know what the business is all about, right? And I agree with Uncle Te, wonderful. The HR, with the support of management, actually is responsible. Then the onus is more on HR because we are the first call to employee. Thank you so much. I appreciate your responses, right? Employer of choice, who is responsible? Of course, we could see the CEO, we could see the HR, we could see the marketing, right? But let's see, some sort of functions and role each and every one of them will be playing or are playing. CEO is the face of your company who reflect the organization's values and missions, right? There are some people who may not work with the organization because of the people your company have in leadership, all right? Right? Then let me go to marketing. Marketing uses their targeting strategies and communicate what the internal company is about to potential candidates. You see, Of course, you don't need marketing to do your recruitment, but the information they churn out, right? The product advertisement, the engagement they have with client, the client reviews of the company has a lot of things to help the would-be employer of the company to take decision. But when we are now saying making making your company as employer of choice, the first person on the seat should be the HR. You must know how to communicate, the right culture, the right thing to the outside, right? You must do big on employer branding. You must, do one or two things that will make the existing employees to be happy to know that they are really enjoying their work. So HR communicates the organizational culture to a target audience and helps maintain a strong team culture by recruiting and retaining the right people. See, if you retain the right people, the right skillful people, right, you can even affect the marketing department that may not be projecting the company very well, right? When you get the right people in the right seat, right, you can be able to communicate the right information out. So on this poll, I agree and I support people who say HR is number one person on the seat because it is own duty to ensure that it guides the leadership, it guides the management on the policies, on decisions, on system and structure that will make the company to become employer of choice. So HR on the call, this is a wake-up call to us that when we resume tomorrow and go back to our various pieces of work, we must evaluate our policies, evaluate our processes, evaluate our job functions, evaluate what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong. Is this, am I making these organizations an employer of choice, right? How long does it take me to actually fill a role, right? How long does it make me to ensure that I get the right hand on board, right? Now, characteristics of employer of choice. You see, when you see employer of choice, they have a high achieving culture, right? In terms of their mission, their vision, their value, their strategy, they are relentless. They are relentless, right? Their decision, their strategies, their goal, right, is linked to their vision. Is linked to their mission. They communicate that. They bring that out every now and then in their internal process, dealing with client, dealing with employee, dealing with third party, dealing with vendor, dealing with government, right? They communicate their vision. They communicate their mission. They communicate their value, their shared values or core values, their strategy, right? And that's one of the major characteristics of employer of choice. Another one is they focus on leadership and teamwork. I can tell you that leadership has a lot of things to do as to make organization, right, employer of choice, right? Leadership play a serious role. So they focus on leadership and teamwork, right? Not individual. They ensure that they have the right hand person on leadership, right? Then also they are staffed by world-class capabilities, right? They don't just employ anyhow, right? They align by simple, transparent process and systems. Most of the time, employer of choice, their processes are very simple. They are clear. It's not shabby, right? You can predict them, all right? You know that nobody is deceiving you here, right? Another characteristics or attribute is they have intense performance-driven environment. They are performance-based, performance-driven, right? They set the goal, they set the target, they set KPIs, and everybody are gingered and guided and supported to meet the performance, to hit the performance. And when you meet it, they recognize, they give reward, and there's consequence management if any staff or team of staff, they fail to meet the KPI. Now, what are the benefits of becoming employer of choice? HR. Why are we on this call? Do I, in as much I can put up advert and I can get anybody, why am I, why is it need for me to, refine my process, refine the HR functions in my company and be able to advance my company very well? Why? It's because there are some benefits that we have about 6 on the screen. Number one, it saves you recruitment costs. It saves you recruitment costs, right? You have about 50% cost per hire reduction and 1 to 2 times faster time to hire, right? When you become an employer of choice, right, you will not struggle to get the right hand. You will not, I'm working on a book, right? Titled How I Landed My Dream Job. And one day I was communicating and having conversation with wife. And wife, was saying something. He said, we do not look for dream job. Dream job look for us. All right. So when you become a right employer of choice, you see people who are willing and always following up. They want to work for you because what they're getting something right. Another benefit is that high quality candidates. You are likely going to have 50% more qualified applicants. Like this way we say anytime we advertise out and we have about almost 1,000 some person can apply. Probably you see 10% of those people who apply meet the criteria or meet your requirement. But when you become an employer of choice, right, you have almost 50% qualified applicants. You are sure, right, that for every two, one person will be a qualified applicant. So it helps you and bring the right applicant to your window. Then higher retention, it will reduce turnover rate by 28%. Yes, 28%. And of course, improve performance, enjoyable and engaging work environment. Why put something on LinkedIn last week? Yes. So where a staff was trying to lift up a tire, right? He was lifting it. He would turn and lift it up again. Another employee just came and said, you don't need to lift it, and he began to roll it, roll it, roll it. So if you become an employer of choice, and you have the right people, right, the right talent on board, right, you have a very improved performance environment. People will enjoy their work and they'll be engaged. They'll be engaged, right? It boosts employee morale, pride and feeling taken care of. You see that, where do you work? I work in one of the top 4 consulting. I work with this place. They'll be proud because they know that where they are working is an employer of choice. It's everybody's dream place of work. People will want to work, all right, for that organization. Then lastly, under the benefit, right, it builds credibility with customers, right? Of course, customer will assess you when they see your staff, when they see the kind of people who engage them, who interact with them, almost zero error, right? Professional way of doing things. You see high professionalism in place, right? It builds credibility with some customer, with customers, that we can trust these people. We can buy from them. We can partner with them. We can do business with them. Now, why become employer of choice? Why? Why? Of course, attitudes and priorities have changed. Of course, you could see that before, right, things used to be employers' market, but it's now employees' market. Candidates want to choose. They have choices, right? They have their own expectation, right? And you need to project yourself as employer of choice, right? You need to make yourself to compel them to be compelled to work for you. And because attitude of candidates have changed and priorities have changed too, right? Recession and cost of living crisis is going up, and you need to do something about that from your own internal strategy. Toxic work environment. Many people have seen a lot. They work in many dysfunctional, poorly, environment, poorly managed environment, toxic cultural environment, and they don't want to fall into similar, experience again. And they are taking their time. They are looking for the right organization who can offer them the kind of peace of mind and the right environment for them to work. There are more vacancies than job seekers, right? Of course, we are saying we have, people are seeking for job, but I can tell you that there are some right jobs that are looking for job seekers, right? Most vacancies, right one that are required, that they need serious talents that it's very difficult to fill, right? Workers want more for a company that values diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? Workers expect the employers to be, to actually have diversity inclusiveness, right? They should, implement a strategy that will make every employee to be part of the team, Now, the case study, right? I don't want to ask the question, but let me just put it out there. If I tell you that, okay, I have a slot for an HR role, right, at Google today, I'm sure almost 70% of this, of 70% of calls on the call want to ask questions. Can you please explain more? And let's take a very good case study from Google. Google actually was voted for #1 space to work in the UK. Hear this, minimum of 3 million job applicants every year. Every year. Imagine your organization, you put it right, and you have 3 million job applicants every year. You know what that means? That people are willing to work for you, right? That more often you may not likely lack, right? Lack people to work for you, right? Right? Then they invested in their EVP, employee value proposition. Then they added employer benefits, right? Invest in employees' career development. They want every member of the team to work, they spend on their career development. Then also they even have a movie, the internship. Let's see something they did well. What did they do well? Meaningful work, right? They ensure that every work is meaningful. They connect the work to the organization goals and mission, how it relates to people in daily life. The company culture is a supporting and learning culture, right? They are not just going to collect and receive and take from employee without giving them something in return, right? Then values, their values, or what other people call values, shared values, right? Is teamwork, right? Is determination, out of the box thinking, right? And adaptability, right? Google Green, they have, corporate social responsibility strategy, right? You could see that several times when we are doing something in Nigeria, Google will change their, logo to reflect what is going on in the country or in the world. If they are doing Men's Day today, Google will change their logo to reflect what is going on, right? So they have a kind of, CSR that is intimidating. They are putting it out there. Then also they have great perks, free food, gym, free massages, learning programs, discounts. Then their workspace is very unique. Employer branding and employer brand communications. They have designated YouTube channel, live at Google, Googlers, Googleness, right? They are communicating their internal strategies, how, if you go on Google and YouTube, right, you see how their employees are saying a lot of highly things about them, right? About them. Who would not want to work for that kind of organization, right? Now, let's go to the second part of this conversation today is today's employee. Remember, the topic is becoming an employer of choice for today's employee, right? We want to ask, what do we need to know about today's employee, right? Now, I say today's employee as talents. What did I mean? Now, I did a course earlier this year by one of the fathers of HR, right? I say something. He said, talent is what? Is a combination of competence, commitment, and contribution. And that's the kind of persons you want to draw to the organization. People who have the competence, who want to show commitment, who want to contribute to the overall, to the overall, objective of the organization, right? And today's employees as talent. What does that mean? They are people who have the competence. It means that individuals have the knowledge, skills, and values required for today's and tomorrow's jobs. A company clarify competence as right skills, right place, right job, right time. You can see, right skills, right place, right job, right time. Competency clearly matters, but without commitment, competence is discounted. Then also say beyond competence, right, that employee to become a talent needs to have high level of commitment or to be engaged, right? So it then means that this employee will work hard, put in their time, and do what they are asked to do. Commitment shows up in an employee value proposition where employees who give value to their organization through insight, hard work, and performance get personal feedback, right? But of course, it doesn't end there. Not contribution. Contributions occur when employees feel that their personal needs are being met through their participation in the organization. In summary, today's employee has talent. That talent to be said to be a talent to be relevant to really, meet you as employer of choice, it must be the right person who have the right competence, show commitment or really engage, and who can contribute to the bottom line of organization, right? And that's the kind of person we want to draw to organization. So these are the 10 things today's employee really want from the employer. 10 things. Number one, they want purpose. Employees want to feel that their work has meaningful and add meaning and contribute to something greater, right? That their daily function, their daily task, their daily responsibility, right, contribute to something larger in society. They want to see how, you link my task to the overall, objective of the organization. Now, the second one, goals. Employee wants the employer to, have clear and measurable objectives, provide employees with direction and a sense of accomplishment. That when we meet a target, let's celebrate, right? Also, responsibility. Employees desire trust and the opportunity to take on meaningful tasks. They also want autonomy. They don't want to be micromanaged, right? They want them to be given a kind of freedom to choose how they work, how they work, increase productivity and satisfaction. They also want flexibility. Of course, when we'll be looking at the roles of HR now, you will see some of the things around flexibility. They want flexibility. We need to move from 8 to 5 o'clock on site 100%. Right? Am I saying it's all job functions, all all office that I can do this? No, but there's a way to it. Employees appreciate having control over when and where they work to achieve a better work-life balance. Attention, they want regular feedback and check-ins to check-in demonstrate that employees are valued and supported. Of course, when employees does something, they want to get feedback, especially Gen Z. They want feedback. They want to be appreciated. They want to be guided. They want to be, they want to have a kind of sense of appreciation, right? Sense of accomplishment, opportunity for innovation, encouraging creativity and providing space for new ideas, fosters engagement and growth. So when they make mistake, you let them learn from it. And during my program at LBS, I think it was Dr. Oparasin or so. Dr. Akin, yes, Dr. Akin, he told a story that when he was working in one company, I don't want to mention now, a particular staff actually lost about 100 million or so the cost of doing something. And the CEO told him, HR, in the next 5 minutes, I don't want to see that staff here. Fire him. And the head of HR went to meet this particular staff that have, made this, committed this error and led the company to lose about 100 million naira, right? And try to engage. And the guy explained. Then he now thought of doing something to, turn it to a learning kind of thing, right? And the CEO was not accepting until he said, sir, if I were to be the competitor, once this guy leaves this place, I'm going to hire the guy. Now the CEO now want to pay attention. He pay attention and he now allowed the HR to turn that mistake, that error, right, to a learning curve for all senior managers. All right, that he told the guy to prepare a PowerPoint slide to show everybody how he made mistake and to show everybody how not to make mistake. But we cannot, have innovative ideas, new things happening without giving some sort of room for mistake, some sort of room for opportunity for people to grow on the job. And also they want open-mindedness. Managers should approach employees' suggestion with sensitivity and honesty, fostering a culture of respect and collaboration. Right? Don't shut them down. And HR has to ensure that they coach and assist the line manager in handling this. Transparencies. Employees want to be informed about company goals and decisions, promoting trust and alignment. Why is salary delayed? Why are these things not done? Why am I not promoted? They want communication. I think Mr. Oluyemi did a course on something on organizational communication for HR. Very, very powerful. Very powerful. I want to encourage all of us on the call tonight to just go ahead and just you know, look at it and you see many things to gain from it. Lastly, here, compensation. Why not the only factor? Fair and competitive pay is still important to employees. They want to be well remunerated, right? Now, what do employees value today? What do they value? Number one, they value company reputation, right? If you Google the company's name and just ask some person on Google, right, bad demands from this company, what will come out? Have you been able to clean it? So employees of today values company reputation. Then also they values company culture. What is the culture there? Is it toxic? Is it a learn and supporting one? Then enlighten leadership. Leadership that are not, cold or blind, that are not closed. They want leaders that want to, give space and environment for people to learn. Leaders who are, or even they themselves are learners, they are learning, right? They are improving every day, they are growing every day. They want enlightened leadership. In fact, sometimes as HR, will do a lot of work, bring new staff, and before you see, you start want to resign. Not because you fail to do your work as HR, but because there are some people in leadership that are not managing their department and line of duty very well, right? And we need to come up with strategies to ensure that our leaders in organizations are enlightened. They want treatment of people, right? They see the way you actually ask you fire a staff. They see how you handle similar cases. They see how you handle people matter in office, right? They are monitoring how you are treating people, and they value how you treat people. It may not be them, but my colleague in that department, how did you treat them? Opportunity for career growth. Do you have any plan for me? Or do you just employ me to get everything I have? At the end of it, let me go. What is your plan for me? 2 years plan, 3 year plan, right? They want meaningful work. Remember the Google case study with that. Meaningful work, right? Compensation and benefit, then flexible work. Now, this is a major part of the conversation for the HR people, right? HR roles in making organization employer of choice. And I will be looking at this under two areas, right? Of course, HR professionals are key in helping their companies achieve ideal employer status, to attract and keep top talent, and help the business reach its goals. How? By helping to shape company policies that align with candidates' top priorities, developing effective hiring strategies, and deploying impactful employer branding campaign. Now, like I said, I'll be looking at these major roles of HR in making an organization employer of choice in two areas: general chiefs and employee life cycle. Right? I'll be talking to us from the seven, stages of life cycle of employee. I'll be talking to all some of the strategies we can deploy to ensure that we give we can turn the fortune of our company to become employer of labor as HR. General tip number one: focus on employer branding. I have a friend, all right? If there's something I always remember about an HR professional, is she's so massive on employer branding. If she joins the organization today, right, and she start pushing things out, you want to join that company. You want to join that company, right? So as HR, right, we should ensure that we take ownership of the employer branding of the organization. Let's work to create a good reputation, right? Employees are the best brand ambassadors, right? So the way you treat your in-house staff, right, shows the kind of brand you are projecting out. Because they'll ask, why do you work? And it's full of complaint, right? You are damaging the brand, right? And an attractive employees value proposition, including perks and benefits. There's need for us to go back to and change our remuneration packages, our total reward strategies, right? What do we need to do? Is it too traditional? What do we need to improve on? Then reflect the values of the company. Let the value of the company be part and parcel of every conversation. You want to give memo, you want to give communication, you want to give promotion, you want to give, you want to, whatever you want to, your communication process, you must ensure that the value of the organization is enshrined, right? is seen at every communication. Like there are issues of disciplinary issue. Bring the company value there. Let them know that this is what we stand for, right? Tip number 2, strengthen the employee value proposition, right? A community total reward package. Account for a diverse workforce. Go beyond the traditional rewards and include innovative and creative perks. Right? There are a lot of, you see, those 13 months is additional something we can give. People are doing massive things. Spouses, commission, right? Right. There is a conversation in my company now that we want to introduce something we call spousal commission, right? When any staff of our company, right, you know, you know, make a sale and want to pay the person the commission, right? We'll pay, but the spouse of that person, right, will be paid a token of that one of that commission, right? It means that organization will not be only one responsible to ensure that this guy perform at work. Even the spouse or the boyfriend or girlfriend or the family will be supporting him to do well, because once you do well and perform well, right, there's a kind of reward coming to them. So as HR person, to ensure that our company become employer of labor, right, employer of choice, right, we must go beyond traditional way of rewards and include innovative and creative perks. Creative perks. There was an article sometime last 3 months or so in Japan where staff are mandated to take their nap one particular in one particular time in the day, right? They actually, I'm sure some of us must have seen this on the net, where probably by 12 or by 1, staff are mandated to just take a nap, right? 45 an hour nap, just relax and come back. They did their workspace with a kind of small, a bed, right? Convertible bed, right? Come up with a very creative and innovative pegs. Let the staff that join you say, I've never seen this before. This is wonderful, right? Then tip number 3, right, is that you should strengthen your company culture and values. You see, during my MSc in UNN, I remember the first class in strategy. The professor asked us something. He said, culture and strategy, which come first? We're arguing culture, strategies, it depends. But sir, if your culture is toxic, right, it will eat the lunch. It will eat your strategy up, right? So you must ensure that you strengthen and create a kind of culture and values that help the staff to be well recognized, to boost their morale, right? To kind of create a kind of well-being, environment for them, and also to give them choice of benefits, right? You cannot say, okay, you are only available for this, right? Right? For instance, there are some benefit organization gives that not everybody, right? Not everybody want that benefit. Give them choice. Is that you pick this or you pick this. Don't say everybody have to pick this. No, right? So as HR person, people, we must come up with a strengthened company culture. Go back again. Do assessment of your culture. Is it toxic? Right? How do you communicate? How do you, how is feedback being treated? Right? Right? Then under this culture and value-led company, we seek recognition. What does that mean? Employees discount. I know there are some few organizations that, of course, when they're selling a product out, their employees have almost 70% discount. If they want to buy it for use, you have almost 70% discount. That's a very, well recognition that we recognize you, we appreciate as our employee. Because of that, when you want to do this, we will pay, just 30% of this money and to be yours, right? Employees recognition rewards, awards, employee of the month, right? So all those things, right? Parking space, right? Or sport, right? We need to introduce all of those things, right? That will help staff to appreciate the organization. I love the culture here. Culture here, gives room for recognition. Culture here, I reward good performance. Culture here celebrate people who have interest of the company at heart. Then moral, bring your pet to work day, or free food and employee treats, or free food when working from home, or regular staff events, right? Do event monthly, whether quarterly or twice in a year. Just make it regular. That will bring the staff together for team bonding, for activity that will make people to you will see that a senior staff talking to a young fellow in organization, because you bring everybody together. You have a team bonding. You create a team. You create people relate freely as of work, right? It boosts morale. Then well-being, you must prove to the staff that you have their well-being at heart. Private medical insurance, gym membership, right? Fresh food Friday, of course. Heavy vending machine, yoga, as all those well-being and support. We should be able to implement that as employer of choice. These are one of the things. Then also choice of benefits. Give people choice, right? Don't just say you are just qualified for this. No, give them option. Give them four. You can pick two, right? Depending on your need, right? Depending on your need. A married person, right? The needs of the person may likely not be the same thing with a bachelor or usually graduate person that just joined organization. Their focus will be different. In fact, there was a statistic, there was a research they carried out about a year ago or so, right? That employee, right, when they were given decision to make, right, some staff, right, some staff will even say, don't even do insurance for us. Or don't even do HMO for me. Give me the money. I want to use the money for something. But a married person who have children want to do HMO because it benefits them more, right? Give them options, right? Give them options. Then values. What is the value, right, we are encouraging in organization? Then tip number 4, right, is embrace flexible working options. Embrace it. Greater flexibility and autonomy. Flexible working hours, grant ownership, improve work-life balance, or what Ms. Oluyemi used to call work-life integration, right? Effective ways of working, starting earlier or later, right? There are, sometimes, this resume, everybody resume by by 5, everybody close, sorry, by 8, everybody close by 5. But there are some roles that we can, come up with some flexible, program around, starting earlier or later. In as much they can do, the 8 hours or the minimum number of hours and they can bring in the result, right? In the rest of the time, we can give them that autonomy, right? Working from home or anywhere reduces the spread of illness, cut down commute costs and time, right? That's advantage of flexible working system, right? That it reduces the number of illness, right? Cut down commute costs and time. Well-being initiative to embed inflexibility, time of perks, leaving earlier sometimes, time off for birthday. People are celebrating birthday, right? How would they know that day is special, right? You can just say close 2 hours before the normal time. Enjoy yourself, your family, right? Do the days, volunteer time off, holiday trading off, right? People can buy and sell their holidays, right? Then tip number 5, right, is provide opportunity to grow. You must ensure that every staff in your organization grow. A year, you must assess them. Okay, this is the skill, the competency, the knowledge of this person, right? And this is the role we want to promote him to, right? As this person grow after a year, 2 years, right? Employee must see career progression, right? Feasibility to career pathing, personal development plans and regular performance review, clear career path and structure in bounds, support career progression, mentoring and coaching opportunities, launch and learn, right? Occasionally, you can just create environment. Today, we want to dine and we're learning, right? Work in another department for a day. All of these are initiatives that we can begin to think to implement in a place of work, right? Provide professional training, right? Sponsor courses or qualifications, employee fees invested and values, and of course, return on investment. Share of public webinars and development opportunities with others, right? Or sometimes you see that there are some webinars, going on, and you can share with your team. Please attend this. Attend this. They know that you are, you have interest, right, in them. Incorporate opportunity for learning and career progression in the employer brand. Like for example, employees can share their stories on social media about their career progressions at your company. Google does this a lot. They do this a lot. In fact, they have a YouTube channel just for it, where staff will, say about good, organization focus more on client feedback. But we need to have employees feedback, right? If you want to aim for to become employer of choice, right, you need to let your internal process to be visible, right? Let people know what is going on, and let people know that you guys are doing amazing things there. Then the second thing is using the employee life cycle model, right? There are 7 stages of employee life cycle, right? From attraction to recruitment to onboarding to retention to development to offboarding to happy leavers, all right? And I'll be doing a summary of all of these things on what HR can do to make the organization to become employer of choice using this employee life cycle, right? Number one, here are the best part. Number one, create an attractive employer brand. I told us a story that one of my friends, she's so big on employer brand. No matter the company, you may not be hearing about the company, but once you join the company, the first thing she will invest on is employer brand, right? She will, the staff, you see them in the picture, in the video, in their event, in their program, jubilating, excited, and happy, and she will play a major role. HR guys, right? We need to be deliberate, right? You see, when we are pushing marketers to go and market our product, this is your own marketing activities, all right? So you need to establish a positive image of organization as an employer helps to attract top talent by showcasing the company's values, cultures, and benefits, right? Or this year about I think in March, right? We did the women, we celebrated a women something, and we had some major issue at place of, but I told my HR team, I said, well, what do we do? And we just declared that day for our female folks to be, a movie time out, that, we, in different centers, they watch movies and they were posting it up outside, and some they say, I would like to join your company. Their friends that were asking them, this is your company, I would love to join your company, right? Because what we try to create a kind of employer brand, and you need to understand this before communicating this to your leadership, right? It's your marketing. It will help you to get right talent, communicate your values, the culture, and benefit to people outside, and also foster a positive company culture and share this on your social media channels. Cultivating a supportive and inclusive work environment boosts employee satisfaction, and sharing this publicly helps attract individuals who truly resonate with your mission and vision. Sometimes when you send advert out, people want to make research about the company. What do they see? They see marketing activity. They see, they see, previous staff on LinkedIn, right? But as HR, are we intentional in trying to, churn out, that we have a positive work culture, right? Then define your talent sourcing strategy. Strategically plan how and where to source talent to ensure a consistent pipelines of talent to meet the organization's, right, needs. You want to have academy, or you want to partner with university, or there are some sector, or you don't want to place advertisement. You want to work, you want to job on, right? You must come up with a talent sourcing strategy that will meet your people requirement in the organization. The fourth thing, right, for HR to do to enable their company to become employer of choice is to create a competency-based interview process. All right. Whoever come through, whether through CEO, through anybody, must pass through the interview competency framework, right? If the person passes, then you know that you are getting the right kind of staff. Structured interviews around specific competencies help you to evaluate whether candidate skills and abilities align with the requirements of the role, which leads to better hiring and decision. Prepare all documents during the pre-boarding. Streamline administrative tasks before a new employee's first day allows for a smooth transition and minimizes delays in the onboarding process. I remember I joined organization one time in my life that the first day at work, I did not enter my office. When I joined the company, the GM welcomed me. He talked. From them carrying me to a meeting. I was in the meeting by 7 o'clock. I was tired. I said, is this not the wrong place? Right? But of course, you must, ensure that all the pre-boarding documents are already. You can even send them this document before the resumption, before the onboarding days. They fill all the document and everything before the day comes, right? And also implement a 30, 60, 90 days onboarding plan, right? What is the plan for this new staff? First 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. Provide a structured onboarding plan to help new hires acclimate to their roles and the company culture. This set them up for success in the long term, right? Focus on employee engagement, right? And as soon as after, I will have shown us 2 or 3 models of employee engagement, right? Actively involving employees in decision making, recognizing their contributions and providing opportunities for growth, fosters loyalty, productivity, and retention. You want to have high retention, you want to have good productivity and loyalty of your team, you need to be as HR on employee engagement, right? You need to implement strategies that will make the team to be well engaged, right? Before rounding up, also number 7, use the performance and reward processes to motivate employees, offer meaningful recognition, rewards, and development opportunities based on performance to incentive employees to excel and stay engaged and still engaged. Of course, if staff knows that you are investing to them, they will be engaged. That when you say that you reward the work, they will be engaged. And HR, we are the one saddles with this responsibility, right? Sometimes we blame our CEO, we blame our management. No, align long-term development plans with business needs. When you develop talent in line with organization goals, you are making sure that your employees are equipped with the skills and knowledge needed to drive business success. Focus on leadership development and career growth. Like I said, right? Everything rests and lies on leaders. And as employee, as HR, right, you must also see how to develop leadership, and leadership growth and career plan, right, for people in leadership cadre. Investing in leadership development programs and career advancement opportunities empowers employees to reach their full potentials and take on leadership roles within the organization. Prepare a plan to deal with voluntary and involuntary turnover. Of course, as HR, we must have a very robust sustainable plan in place. And having strategies in place to manage both voluntary departures, people who leave because of career advancement, and involuntary separation, people you lay off, right? Minimizes disruption and supports a smooth transition for all parties involved, right? Create an exit interview template and survey. You need information. As HR people, you need information. Sometimes you want to take decision, but you need to, engage the leadership of organization management on with data and information you must have derived from all of this survey, right? Right. When people leave, right, you need to, ask them some questions. How can we be better? Right? Gather feedback from departing employees through structured exit interviews and use it to identify areas for improvement and inform retention strategies. Engage your former employees. Engage your former employees. In my current place of work, Pentagon Real Estate Investment Limited, my CEO is one of the best person as regarding this, right? No matter how you live, when you know that you are valuable to the team, sometimes he will ask you to come and do some work, it may be some based on part-time or so. So when employee leaves, right, we don't need to just burn the bridge because they may refer us. They may be, people that may even want to, send our organization file some other time. So the way they live should be, we should ensure that living period is a happy period. Maintaining positive relationship with alumni can lead to valuable referrals, potential rehires, and insight into industry trends and competitors. All right. In fact, there's nothing wrong for our organization not to have alumni, alumni of employees, right? I remember when I was in consulting, I used to do that very well. All our previous staff, right? Reach out to them. In fact, I even, I came up with a plan that even when you leave, if you give us a client, we will still give commission. If of course we were big in recruitment at that, if you refer any company to us and we will give you a commission. Today the company is still doing it, right? So you must ensure that your former employees are still happy with you, right? These are the references in the course of my preparation for this. Thank you for listening. I'm glad that I make your evening with you. Questions, in case you want to give feedback, contributions, questions. Okay, Mr. Yomi is back.
Thank you so much, Ebenezer, for that high intent, high energy, high octane presentation. Thank you so much. That was excellently delivered. I had a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like to make a contribution, like to ask a question, you seek clarification, you can please raise your hands, quickly take the questions or drop them in the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind words. Somebody said they would like to join your company, but it's okay. Bukola is smiling. Okay. All right. Someone says, Ade says, thank you so much for your time. This session was refreshing. I completely aligned with that too. Okay. I'm still checking for your comments. Obiagili says, quite insightful. Thank you, Ebenezer. I don't see any hands up at this intersection. So I'd like to again thank every one of us for our commitment to continuous personal development. If you learn, end up learning. Okay, learning always leads to earning. Don't be weary. Okay, let's continue to learn and we will get better. And when we get better, be able to deliver more. And when we deliver more, we will be able to become. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been great doing this with Ebenezer and Abu and every individual who joined this call tonight. Thank you so much. Good night. And please have a productive guide. Thank you.